up, everybody? It's Mia. Welcome back to my channel. Coming back at you today with a book review, and it has been longly awaited, longly me avoiding trying to read it just because of the trigger warnings that are in this book and how it's going on in society every day as we speak. But I think it was time that I finally picked it up and read it, and that is The Hate U Give by Angie Thomas. This was like one of the best books of 2017, even though I think it came out in 2016. I'm not sure, but I know it won like tons of awards, and it was highly acclaimed, and everybody loved it, and it was such a real story. So we're just going to jump right into the review. Just a quick synopsis of it. It follows Star. I believe she's like 16 or 17 years old, senior in high school, and she witnessed her best friend get shot by a white police officer as they was on their way home from the party. And it's a big thing because the kid was unarmed, and they just said the cop just pulled him over for no apparent reason, and he was killed going home. I initially thought that this book would be about everybody's hatred towards like police killing unarmed black guys, kids, whatever, however you want to put it. Maybe like being about them rioting or them, clapping back and retaliation and everything like that. But really this book was mainly about Star's perspective from the whole ordeal, and I think it was really true to what a 16-year-old would be feeling at that time. Right after he was murdered, she goes into this like self-doubt of why did the police stop them, like what did they do that was so wrong that she had to see her best friend get killed right in front of her. We also follow her journey as she goes to a predominantly white public school, like out in the suburban areas where she lives in the ghetto, as they put it in the book. And it's like her and like one other black kid in the school. So mainly her friends have been white, and she's been in this school for a couple of years. So it's not like this was just like something that just happened and she's trying to acclimate herself into her new surroundings. I think she's been going there since like middle school, and now she's a senior there. So this is pretty much her realm, and she struggles back and forth with trying to not be the ghetto black girl versus not trying to be the snobby black person trying to be white. At least that's how I interpret it in the book. We also go through her family dynamics. Both her brothers also go to the same school, and they have to deal with the same thing, but it's not talked about as much in the book. We deal with her father being an ex like drug dealer who went to prison, and he got out, turned his life back around. He runs like the family, like the neighborhood store, and have his kids work in it. So they come from a really good family base, but the balance of trying to be who she thinks she is and who she wants to be versus who she really is kind of weighing down on her. Even in her friend dynamics, her best friends from her school are of course white. I think one girl was white and the other girl was like Asian. I think she was Asian. And then she has like a white boyfriend, which, by the way, I just gotta say, I love the fact that her boyfriend stayed with her throughout the whole ordeal of everything that was going on. I knew everybody wasn't going to stay her friend after a while, but the fact that her boyfriend was like there from day one, and even though they had like their spats because she basically didn't tell him what was going on because she felt like he didn't understand, when she finally did break down and tell him everything, it was like he was there for her, and I just loved it. That was so cool to me. But yeah, this book was very interesting, and that's just for lack of a better word. I couldn't think of nothing else better to say, but this book was very interesting because it was nothing like I expected. I think the pacing was very good. I think everybody's reactions to things was pretty good. Even like the indictment of them not indicting the police officer for shooting him was like, of course, very realistic also. And then that's when the riots started. So like I said, it was just really, really good. I'm glad that I actually did decide to sit down and read it. Yeah, that's it. There's nothing else that I can really say about it. I think it was awesome. I think it was I think it is a book that everyone should read because it doesn't put the blame on either side. It kind of just like opens up your mind to what each side is going through. And they even had this like really powerful scene where Star was arguing with her once close friend Haley, and it was like watching a news broadcast of, I think it was the guy, the cop. He was, I can't remember exactly, but he was pretty much explaining. He felt like his life was in danger, and he was just a good cop, and this and that. But anyway, after the whole news broadcast was over, her friend Haley was like, "Oh my God, that's so awful. That cop lost a big chunk of his life too." And of course, Star is upset because she's like, "Well, he lost his reputation, but my friend is dead." And they get into this really huge argument, and we all know how that ended up. But the fact of like, each side is always looking at, oh, it's so wrong, it's so this, and so that, but no one ever really thinks about the other side too. Not saying that I condone this, but it's still the same fact of like each side is equally upset. So I think she handled that scene very well, because there is anger on both sides that we don't see. We always just tend to just grapple on to our beliefs and what we think is right and what we think is wrong. And the same for the other side too. And that's for any race. It's not even a black or white thing. I mean, it's nationalities all over. So I think I rambled on enough about that. So I'm going to wrap this up. Read the book. If you haven't read it, you should read it. Not that I'm pushing it on you, but it is an awesome read. I gave it 4 out of 5 stars, and you guys know I'm just a hard grader. Like, no book ever really gets a 5-star for me. So I gave this book, I'm gonna go ahead and give this book like a 4.5 out of 5 stars, and we'll leave it at that. So thank you guys for watching. I apologize for my animals making all types of noises in the background. But I will see you guys in the next video, okay? Thanks. Bye.